Hello, my name is Ruzanne Zarifian. I'm the Chief Information Officer for Department of Human Resources, County of Los Angeles. In my current role, I'm responsible for DHR's IT strategic plan and ensuring technology solutions lead to outcomes in line with business and county initiatives and goals. I will be co-presenting today with Majda Adnan. Majda, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. This is Majda Adnan. I'm the Acting Deputy General Manager in Information Technology Services of Internal Services Department of the County of Los Angeles. For those of you who do not know Internal Services Department, we actually provide services, including IT services, to the other departments. So, we partnered with DHR, Roseanne here, to come up with a solution for the business issues that they were having. And would like to thank you, Databricks, for giving us the opportunity to share our journey and our solution with the rest so that the others can leverage too. So back to you, Roseanne.
Thank you, Majda. So we will start today's presentation with a brief project background, then talk about some of the challenges that we faced with the manual process of analyzing and generating metrics. Next, we'll go over the project objectives and outcomes, and then share with you how we were able to solve the problems with a modern data lakehouse. And we'll conclude our presentation with the key takeaways. Just a quick introduction about County of Los Angeles. County of LA remains the largest local government in the nation. As a matter of fact, if we were a state, we would have been the 9th largest state. We have a budget of over $39 billion and serve more than 10 million residents. And as a subdivision of the state, the county is charged with providing a variety of public services ranging from public safety to health services. We are, in fact, the largest employer in Southern California with approximately 108,000 employees. Also, I would like to add that the county has been named as one of the Forbes 2022 America's Best Large Employers. This is the county's 5th appearance on this prestigious list. As the largest employer in Southern California, we work towards attracting and retaining a talented workforce. We want to be innovative. We want to be flexible, effective, and transparent. If you look at County's strategic plan, goal number 3, it is all about implementing technical solutions to enable transformation, information sharing, and security. And if you look at Department of Human Resources strategic plan, goal number 6, it speaks to transforming HR services through innovation and creation of digital ecosystems. Just a brief background. In 2018, County's Board of Supervisors passed a motion to improve the county's hiring process, and that included providing quarterly metrics on countywide exam processing and the average time to hire. I want to share with you some statistics on hiring to help you better understand why this board motion. On the average, the county receives over 300,000 applications for job opportunities each year. As you can see in the chart, in fiscal year 1920, we received almost 353,000 applications. We hired over 13,000 employees, and it took on the average 327 days to hire. But due to the pandemic, the number of applicants and hired declined a bit in fiscal year 2021 and 21-22. But in spite of this decline, the average time to hire remained very high, and as a matter of fact, it went up slightly. So with that, we started studying the hiring process and began conducting high-level data analysis and producing relevant metrics around hiring on a quarterly basis and reporting it back to the board. So, hiring is a complex activity with many complicated factors, from the type of examination to number of exam hurdles to job classifications and really much more. And to complicate things even more, the county has over 1,200 classifications and a number of civil service rules and regulations around hiring. So, when we started producing the hiring metrics for the board, as you can imagine, we ran into multiple challenges. First of all, we were working with a very large volume of data from multiple data sources. It was very difficult to extract and manipulate the data. Another challenge was data analysis. Without the right tools, our resources really spent a vast amount of time cleaning data, identifying anomalies, and then handling the exceptions. So, all in all, this semi manual process of collecting, analyzing, and reporting data was labor intensive, it was inefficient, it was inconsistent, costly, and prone to errors. Since we spent almost 2 years generating hiring metrics for the board and our stakeholders, when we entered this project, we understood the business project objectives and also knew what technical solution was needed to meet the business requirements. In terms of the business objectives, first and foremost, we wanted to reduce the time to hire and time to fill by finding the bottlenecks in the process. There are a wealth of job seekers out there, but connecting with the best possible candidate for the job is becoming an ever-growing challenge. So one of the key objectives was to enhance the experience of our applicants and potential candidates. Also improve our hiring process to better compete with public, private, and also nonprofit organizations. Another objective was to improve recruitment. And to do that, the business wanted to know which sourcing channel brought about the best eligible candidates. And last but not least, the county is committed to providing employment opportunities to individuals with a diverse background. We want to gain insights about the candidates so that we can continue to attract and retain a diverse, talented workforce. And then in terms of technology objectives, we knew that we needed to automate the ETL process because this manual process of capturing, cleaning, and aggregating the data was inefficient, prone to errors, and it was not sustainable. We also wanted to offer our stakeholders real-time access to interactive dashboards so that they could drill down and filter the operational information. Also enable departments to conduct their decision-making at any time and from anywhere by providing mobile-friendly dashboards. In addition, we wanted to provide our users the ability to see the anomalies and or trends. So for example, if we have a candidate who has appealed an exam and that one hire has prolonged the average time to hire, the business needs to know and understand. Also, understanding or identifying hiring trends is pivotal to developing a hiring strategy. And finally, we wanted to provide our business users, the analysts and the executives, an environment in which they can have discussions remotely as the data is captured. So in summary, we brought in Accenture to help us design and develop a set of interactive recruitment and hiring dashboards. The project started in July of 2021, and 5 months later, the hiring dashboards were deployed. We now have access to this wealth of information through these dashboards. We can see how long it takes to hire employees and how long it takes to fill vacancies. We're also able to see how efficient we are in each step of the process. We know where the candidates are coming from and which source yields the best candidates. We can also tell where in the process we are actually losing candidates. And in addition to hiring metrics, we're also now able to conduct satisfaction surveys on the overall satisfaction of hiring managers' experience and the overall satisfaction of hired candidates about their experience, and place these results on our dashboards. So with that, I conclude my portion of the presentation. Majda, I'm going to hand it over to you for you to tell how we solve the problem with a modern data lakehouse. Back to you, Majda.
Thank you so much, Roseanne, for laying out the challenges and objectives and sharing the business gains that we got from modernizing. So from a technical perspective, when we look at solving challenges explained by Roseanne, we start with 4 different areas: technology stack, data acquisition, data governance, and release management. When we talk about technology stack, we look at the ease of use from both customer perspective and our internal IT teams. We want to remain on industry standard skills like the use of Python, Scala, SQL, since just like Roseanne mentioned, the volume of the LA County data sets, we really didn't want us to be limited to the size of the data sets. Data is the new oil. So as it is growing every single day and multiplying, we wanted to make sure that we designed a data system with big data approach in mind. We want faster performance on query for our customers. From cost perspective, we want decoupled storage and compute because we want to scale compute without any dependency to storage and vice versa. From data acquisition perspective, we want to minimize the ETL footprint. So Roseanne mentioned about automating the ETL's processes so we can get rid of manual work to extract the data, but also not just automating it, but also minimizing the ETL footprint. What we would like to go is to go to the ELT process. And the idea behind it is to consolidate the data platforms for our customers and have one point of view on multiple data sources. By minimizing the ETL and going to ELT actually helped us minimize the number of data pipelines from source databases to target. From a data governance standpoint, we want better security controls, access controls, and policies. We wanted to protect our password sharing using key vaults, which in our case, we use the Azure key vault. From release management perspective, we wanted to implement CI/CD pipeline on our ELT processes, have monitoring and send alerts and notifications when things go haywire. So as we talk about these 4 areas, I do wanted to let's see how we actually implement it. So here's a very high level architectural diagram. Going from left to right, you would see a bunch of data sources here. So they are in different variety of, some of them are Oracle databases, some of them are SQL, some of them are SaaS solutions that provide us files. So there's a whole process of extracting data from all of these sources, storing it into a NAS drive on-prem, and then loading them through a secure channel and gateway to the Azure Data Factory on the Azure cloud. And then the transformation actually happens on the Azure cloud. So, we load them onto a raw data storage, the data lake, and then we have, the entire transformation that happens on it. We have the Databricks notebook. We have the Python scripts. We have Azure functionality that cleans and curate the data, make it into a golden data set, integrate that data with Azure Synapse. So now that curated data is available for developers and also for even customers. Even DHR analysts could actually use that curated golden data to create Power BI dashboards for end users. And we also have, you can also see the other Azure functionality that we're using for monitoring alerts. You use Azure Repo for release management, and we use Azure Active Directory, Azure Key Vault, and policy and processes for the data governance and the security. So this is a very high level, architecture of our solution that led us to the modern data lakehouse. So moving on to the next slide. So just to conclude, our presentation here, the key takeaways, are, as Roseanne mentioned, starting from the challenges that Roseanne mentioned from a business perspective and categorizing them into data, agility, and the high cost of operations. The challenges related to data acquisition, they were managed in silos. Data was difficult to share and to capture at the same time. With the use of Azure Data Factory, Databricks, and Synapse Analytics, we were able to minimize those data silos by consolidating them. As I mentioned before, we reduce the ETL complexity and move into extraction, load, and transformation. And again, it is just to make sure that we eliminate the data movement as much as possible, consolidate into one staging area so that we can transform it from that perspective, and we don't have, a whole bunch of ETLs that we need to maintain and all that. We are also, it also gave us the futuristic state of the data platform mind. So we wanted to, as I mentioned, eliminate data movement and data duplication between systems to enable real-time streaming data without latency and serve analytical processing output from the same system without moving the results to an OLTP database. So Azure Synapse Analytics brings that ability with the Azure Synapse link. We also, it also gives a seamless data sharing and access control to the end users. Again, from the agility perspective, the skill dependencies was on domain experts. These were the challenges we were dealing with, dependent upon IT and even very much dependent upon the business analysts to know the data as well. Error prone, time consuming, delayed delivery, with the use of technology, even Microsoft Report Builder and Power Builder, we created the capability for end users to have a curated layer for the data to make dashboards and reports from their seat without engaging with BI developer. So previously the customer had the IT dependency to create dashboards because source data was in multiple systems, and now the curated layer, it makes it really easy for them. And again, the high cost, as you're more dependent upon more people, it becomes labor intensive. If you don't have automation and extraction loading is done manually, it does become labor intensive. So moving these processes into cloud, from an infrastructure perspective, from an automation perspective, there was a lot of cost that was saved, and the total cost of operations came down. So these are the key takeaways from our solution that we have developed and deployed in LA County, and based on the volume we had, it worked really well for us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. We have information in the contacts. We again would like to thank Databricks for giving us this opportunity to share our journey and share our experience with the others. And I hope you have learned something from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.